Friends, lend me your ear, for tonight is another live stream on the Reading Epic Threads YouTube channel. It will only be on the Reading Epic Threads YouTube channel for a little bit, and then I hope you guys will remind me about 20 minutes into the stream, possibly 30 minutes, that I need to go to the freezer and get myself a Big K Cola, because it's almost as cold as I want it to be, but not quite. And so if I get it in about half an hour, it'll be perfect. But if I wait much longer than that, it'll start to freeze. And then it'll be ruined, and my cola experience will be all for naught. So thank you in advance for reminding me in about 30 minutes. In the meantime, we have a great show for you today. I'm going to be starting off with the Arizona audit, as usual, because, my God, it's important. And then we're going to yap a little bit, and then we're going to call it a night. So thanks, everybody, for being here. And I'll just say hi to everybody in chat right quick. Hello, Watson, Patty Ratty, Jill, Jerry, how are you doing from Scotland, sir? Joe Pappas, Proud Red Kansan, Carla Burton, Juliet, how are you, my dear? So Lisa Gag, let's see, just make sure I've got everybody that's in. Andy Foster, Mark Conway. We are the news now, my friends. We are the news now. You're the news now, and I just report it. All right, so Enzo, what's up, my friend? All right, so I'm not going to. There's a new name, Heather P. Fiber Freak. Hello, Heather P. Fiber Freak, and El Rofo, how are you, dear? So Saint Richie, what is up, sir? Nola Agent and Jay Stacks and Richard Rohrer. If I missed anybody, I'm Susan the Cracked Egglet and DJ Jerdrum. Hi, how are you? All right, so. Oh, Spirit Fox, what is up? All right, so let me just jump in because we need to get on the Arizona audit. But before we do that, I would like to present a poem from Janie, our very own Janie. Let me just get it real quick, unless I forgot to mark it as unread. Hang on. Bam. All right, here we go. There once was a lady named Barbara. She went by the last name of Bear. She made for the angels a cream for the face, so very popular she couldn't keep pace. The angels' beauty brought Miss Bear fame. Humanity clamored for some of the same. They cried, Bear, Bear, Barbara Bear, please. We know that it's for angels, but squeeze us out some. It can't be just for the one. Known for her compassion, a smiling Barbara Bear consulted with the angels as the ingredients were spun. She then said, come, my dears, and get it. Remember when you prayed, it's for humanity. It's always been that way. Angelpaste.com, promo code Shapiro. It's got what skin craves. Food-grade plant oils made right here in Spring, Texas, by Texans, for Texans. Put it on your skin. It won't dry it. It'll just make it wonderfully hydrated. And you'll never use the garbage they sell you at CVS ever, ever again. Angelpaste.com, promo code Shapiro. So that's what I'm going to do today. And I'm going to get to, as quickly as possible, we need to get to the Among My People work. Because Among My People is, well, let's just face it. Among My People is kicking ass and taking names. So we're going to get to part one of the Arizona Forensic Audit Report for Reading Epic Threads Tuesday, May 4th, 2021. 1. Wowie Kazowie. Patrick had already read this tweet conversation in last night's stream. But I wish to repeat it. Just one-liner. Just one one-liner in it. Just the sentence marked in the red bubble. We got what we were looking for from the mouth of Josh Barnett, a patriot, who is running for Congress in Arizona District 6. Huge revelation, not a leak. And it was in a conversation with the talking toilet brush. 2, on May 3, sorry, okay, let's do this again. 2, on May 3rd, General McInerney posted this on Telegram, quote, don't forget what happened in Nashville in December. Deep State used a missile to destroy a data center. Don't forget the fire in the warehouse in New York, which was a location for printing of the fake emergency ballots. All patriots should be on standby, end quote. I didn't hear those two factoids before. Nashville missile to eradicate data and New York fire to eradicate fake ballots printing. Shaking my head. 3, quote, Uncovered DC editor-in-chief Tracy Beans sat down with inventor Jovan Hutton Pulitzer on Friday's Dark to Light podcast to discuss his ongoing mission to expose and correct the ways ballots are handled, processed, and audited in American elections, end quote. In the interview, according to Tracy Beans, quote, Jovan Pulitzer described actions by officials in Georgia who used the chaotic election to their advantage to suppress and or block any actions that might expose what happened in the 2020 election there. He says that state and county officials discounted evidence, used punitive force to run investigators out of town, and employed voter intimidation tactics to suppress evidence. They made examples of people who were trying to expose corruption and crucified any technology or methodology that purported to expose the way the voting machines were programmed. They also engineered solutions to make you look in the places where corruption isn't. Jovan Pulitzer says that even Governor Kemp's office was involved when officials in charge repeatedly told the public to stop reporting this to us because you are creating a public record. Okay, I just want to editorialize for a second. Even Governor Kemp's office, he was the mastermind behind selling the state of Georgia to the enemy. He's like one of the architects of this. Governor Kemp belongs in a military prison. Editorialization over. Tracy Beans also discussed the idea that the 2020 election was called most secure in history by former fired Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, director Chris Krebs, who also said that the proof is in the paper. You can't hack paper. Pulitzer said to Tracy that it just isn't true. There were people who signed affidavits saying that some liberal counties had ballots with no barcodes. Pulitzer says some counties had ballots with print that was out of alignment, and there were variations in ballots where there shouldn't have been. Most importantly, from the time a ballot is placed into the hands of a voter to the time it is placed in boxes in a warehouse, the ballot changes many hands, opening the process to fraud. The interview documents Jovan saying on the record that, quote, there were also problems in the adjudication of ballots. Adjudication is the process of resolving flagged cast ballots to reflect voter intent. A human being reviews the ballots that cannot be read properly by the scanner and then determines the intent of the voter. According to the DC article, quote, he said that in 2016 in Fulton County, that's Georgia, the adjudication rate was 1.1%. In 2018, it was 2.2%. And in 2020, it was 95%. Pulitzer said that it is very easy to bend rules in the adjudication stage of the ballot examination process. Simply stated, it is a system set up for the success of robbing votes. I'm going to pause for a second. I'm not, and by the way, YouTube wrong think scumbags, I'm not saying anything that is in any way disputed by anybody at this point. Did you see that the adjudication rate was 95% in Fulton County? Am I on special crack? The kind of crack that completely bends space and time? 95%. For those of you who don't know, I think it's a very small percentage of you who don't understand this exactly, but more people watch this on replay. I want to expand the audience to normies. So this is what adjudication is, guys. It means that the ballot is read as could go one way or the other. We're not sure what the voter's intent was. And so a poll worker, read scumbag working in Fulton County, looks at the ballot and says, I think this is a vote for Biden. It is as simple as that. Adjudication is just the way that a poll worker gets to decide who the vote goes to instead of the voter. It is as simple as that. Well, in Fulton County, 95% of the votes were counted that way. This is psychotic, guys. For anybody to say that this was a fair election, that person ought to have his head examined, ought to be lobotomized, ought to be locked up for his own goddamn protection. All right, let me continue. 95%, guys. This is a freaking outrage. Pulitzer also examined that the people pulling the boxes for audit know what the code on boxes mean, and often they are pulling out the boxes of districts that they know are not cheating, and this is designed to manipulate the findings of an audit. Okay, so when somebody's, they come to the people in Georgia and they say, hey, we think your election is funny. We think your election's fucked up. And they say, okay, no problem. So they go pull the counties where they know no fraud was taking place and said, we're just going to audit these and we'll see what happens. And they know they're not going to find any fraud there. Meanwhile, they don't touch Fulton County. I know you all get this, but it's very important to restate these things. In addition, Joe Van Pulitzer says that the officials, while agreeing to go to an audit, are doing anything they can to keep things from being audited. They play this game. We'll agree to an audit as long as it is my people, those who will conduct the audit, my machines, my ballots, and my software. As was seen in the first audit in Georgia, the Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, Republican, essentially authorized a recount, which is not the same as a forensic audit by any stretch of the imagination. Pulitzer told Tracy Beans that he thinks education of the American people, the American voters, is vital. And it is up to the individual to dig deeper and educate himself. You have to make a decision. You either believe in the United States of America and you are a patriot and you want this fixed for everyone, or you're going to roll over and play dead and you are just a battery unit in the matrix. But you have a decision to make about what you are and what you stand for. Remember, this is now up to us. We have waited too long for others to fix it for us. We now have to do this ourselves. It is not about us. It is about our country, our children, and our grandchildren. And if you want them to grow up in an America that you believed you had and you love, then you better get into the battle right now. His motivation, he said to Beans, is, I believe I can fix future elections so that they will be authentic and not able to be stolen. I want to give the American people their voice back. That is my next big battle. Our eyes are open. We can no longer stick our heads in the sand. 4. There is a nice meme illustration by Ben Garrison. It says, the masks speak. And it includes 13 drawings of faces with masks. Each mask has a different message printed on it. I included this because COVID and election fraud are related. The 13 mask messages are, I live in fear. I believe CNN. I will snitch on you. I believe in Agenda 21. I want safety, not freedom. I want medical tyranny. My parents are hurting my immune system. I love Bill Gates. I do what I'm told. I want mandatory vaccines. I enjoy virtue signaling. It's all Trump's fault. 5. Another worthy illustrated joke includes 4 frames describing a schoolroom with children and a teacher. In the first frame, the teacher says to the class, the cow says, and the classroom kids answer, moo. Second frame, the teacher says, the cat says, and the children say, meow. The teacher in the third frame says, the sheep says, and the children each say, Biden will unite us. The last frame I did not quite understand. The teacher is chasing the children with a dough roller. One is knocked off to the ground. Is she mad at the kids for trolling her? How would you end the joke? 6. The Maricopa County Audit Twitter account posted an update yesterday, May 3rd, saying, quote, a server rack was added to better handle the hundreds of terabytes of data being collected. I hope it's not hackable. Guys, why would this audit require terabytes of data? Hey, there, you guys out in the great Reading Epic Threads audience, email me at pgunnels@gmail.com to give me a hypothesis as to why this audit would be terabytes of data. Am I just not understanding? It would be a bunch of JPEGs, right? That's the ballot, JPEG. And then a whole bunch of like Excel data, which is incredibly low on, you don't need much. Just help me out, guys. Terabytes? Really? All right, sorry. Editorialization over. One comment from Josh Gray said, quote, how do we know it's not connected to the internet? How much data is being stored in these SANs? SAN is a storage area network. It's a specialized high-speed network that provides block-level network access to storage. SANs are typically composed of hosts, switches, storage elements, and storage devices that are interconnected using a variety of technologies, topologies, and protocols. The comment continues, is the data encrypted in any way? Who has access? Because the racks look wide open. Oh my God, I hope it's not another twist in the plot. I'm going to go out on a limb. This is me, Patrick. I think all this server information and all that stuff is just a big shiny object for bad guys to freaking obsess over. Okay, there's a picture of a server farm in the middle of the area. I think it's bullshit. I'm just going to go out on a limb. End of part 1. Amazing how Patrick brings words to life. Say it, Patrick. But not so rushed. Amazing how Patrick brings words to life. Patrick will decide if to read part 2. Of course I'm going to read part 2. But what I really want to do right now is say hello to the chat. How's everybody doing? You guys are the light of my life. All right. So I hope everybody really understands adjudication and how it's a nice sounding word for cheating. That's all adjudication is. When it's 95% adjudicated, you know it's just a stolen election. In fact, I think it's safe to say that when it's 95% adjudicated, it's safe to say that they wanted us to know it was stolen. Guys, it's time for St. Ritchie issue number 23. But before we even think about going to St. Ritchie number 23, let me tell all of y'all something. If you want to see St. Ritchie 23, you're going to have to go to youtube.com/user/pgunnels. You know why? Because I have a funny feeling that our very own St. Ritchie might have a little bit of wrongthink. Might get me in trouble. So what you have to do is you're going to have to get off of the Reading Epic Threads YouTube channel and please, for the love of God, go to the Patrick Gunnels YouTube channel and subscribe. Once I get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube on the Patrick Gunnels channel, I can live stream from my phone. That's going to be super duper important at the Patriots Roundup. But in that, remember, angelpaste.com, promo code Shapiro. I'm going to smell vanilla rose right now. The best mood elevator of my day. These are natural scents, natural oils. There's nothing else like it on the entire market. Angelpaste.com, promo code Shapiro. And with that, I'm going to say toodaloo to the Reading Epic Threads audience. Go see me at youtube.com/user/pgunnels.